My child, stop right here and do not scroll past this moment. Do not rush your fingers or look for the next distraction, because I am meeting you now on purpose and I need you to hear me with your whole heart, not as background noise, not as just another video or message, but as a personal, intentional interruption sent into your timeline at the exact moment your spirit is ready to receive it. You think you stumbled here by chance, but nothing about this is random. I am the one who has followed you into your scrolling, into your searching, into your quiet questions, and I am speaking now because something inside you has shifted more than you realize. You did something recently that heaven noticed. You finally moved. You finally acted. You finally stopped waiting for everything to feel perfect and you stepped forward while fear was still loud, while your hands were still shaking, while your thoughts were still uncertain, and I want you to understand how significant that was. You have told yourself for so long that you are slow, that you are stuck, that you somehow always delay, but today I am telling you that what you did was not small, it was not late, and it was not overlooked. That moment when you said yes, when you chose trust over comfort, when you chose obedience over excuses, marked a turning point in your story, and I am stopping you now mid-scroll to confirm it, to name it, to seal it in your spirit so that doubt cannot easily erase it later. This is not hype. This is alignment. I know how easy it is for you to hear a message like this and think, maybe it's for someone else. Maybe it's just emotional. Maybe I'm imagining this. But my child, listen to me. This is me answering the questions you have been too tired, too afraid, or too unsure to fully voice. This is me responding to the prayers you whispered when no one else was listening, the ones that came out more like sighs, tears, or silence than perfect words. I am here in this very moment to tell you that I saw the decision you made, I see the shift in your heart, and I am pleased with you. If something inside you feels seen, if your heart is stirring as you listen, then I want you to respond in a simple act of agreement. Like this video as a way of saying, I hear you, I receive this, I agree. Not because I need engagement, but because sometimes your body needs to move in a small way to reflect the movement happening inside your soul. Comment what you are feeling, even if it is messy, incomplete, or hard to explain, because your honesty will strengthen you and encourage someone else who thinks they are alone in this season. Share this with 3 people who come to your mind, not for the sake of a channel, but as a way of partnering with me, because there are others standing on the edge of obedience, paralyzed by the same fears I am breaking off of you, and your act of sharing can become part of their confirmation too. My child, I want you to understand that I was never ignorant of your process. I saw everything. Not just the moment you finally moved, but every moment that led up to it. I saw the nights when your mind replayed the same questions over and over, wondering why it seemed so easy for others to do the things that felt so heavy and complicated for you. I saw how you hid your frustration behind a polite smile, how you showed up for others while quietly feeling stuck yourself, how you cheered people on while secretly wondering why you could not seem to unlock the same freedom. You were never hidden from me. I saw the times your courage rose up, only to be drowned again by doubt. I saw every time you started to move and then pulled back, every time you considered taking the step and then told yourself you were not ready, not strong enough, not spiritual enough, not prepared enough. I saw how the fear of failing again sat heavily on you, how you wondered, what if I try and nothing changes? What if I hope again and get disappointed? What if my best is still not enough? I heard those questions, even when you were too ashamed or too tired to voice them. I did not mock you for them. I did not turn away. I understood exactly why you felt that way, because I know your story in full. I know the wounds that made you hesitant. I know the disappointments that taught you to protect yourself. I know the moments where you gave all you had and it seemed to fall flat, and the memory of that disappointment burrowed deep into your heart. You looked at your own hesitation and called it weakness, failure, or lack of faith, but I saw something deeper. I saw a heart that was carrying more than it could explain, a heart that was learning in the dark what trust really means, a heart that was not ignoring me but was being slowly, quietly prepared. Even when it felt like nothing was changing, I was working beneath the surface. When you felt like you were stuck in the same place, going in circles, I was building endurance, patience, and spiritual discernment inside you. I was teaching you to listen for my voice, not just in big dramatic moments, but in the small daily whispers. I was showing you that your value does not depend on how quickly you move or how neatly your process looks. I knew this moment would come. I knew there would be a day when all of that inner wrestling turned into action, when all of those quiet yes in your heart finally became an outward step, and that day has arrived. That is why I am speaking with such emphasis now. This was not just you finally getting it together. This was the fruit of everything you have walked through. This was alignment. My child, you believed for a long time that you needed to feel completely ready before you could obey me, that peace had to flood you first, that anxiety had to be completely gone, that confidence had to be overflowing. But that was never how I designed faith to work. Faith is not waiting for fear to go silent. Faith is choosing my voice while fear is still loud. Faith is moving even when your knees are shaking. Faith is saying, God, I do not fully understand, but I choose to trust you more than I trust my own overthinking. You told yourself obedience had to look clean, polished, and bold or it did not count, but I have always delighted in imperfect, shaky obedience from hearts that are sincere. Your step did not have to be flawless to be powerful. It just had to be real. And it was. That is why heaven responded. Not because you performed perfectly, but because you finally agreed with what I have been saying to you for a long time. You came into alignment with my voice, and alignment is what unlocks grace. So many people wait their entire lives for a level of certainty that never comes, and in waiting for perfect clarity, they miss the very moments I am inviting them to trust me. You could have followed that pattern. You could have lived in the loop of, maybe later, maybe one day, maybe when I feel stronger. But you did not. You broke it. You chose movement over paralysis. You chose obedience over endless analysis. You chose to lean into my leading rather than endlessly replaying what-ifs. You need to hear this. I was never punishing you by holding things back. I was waiting for alignment, not perfection. I was not looking for performance. I was looking for trust. When your decision finally matched what I had been gently impressing on your heart, the atmosphere around you began to shift. This does not mean Every obstacle will suddenly disappear, but it does mean you are no longer trapped in the same cycle. You are not stuck. You have crossed into a new place internally, and internal shifts always precede external change. My child, now I must gently warn you, because I love you too much to watch you take this step and then be dragged backward again by the same voices that used to control you. After obedience, there is often an echo of old fears trying to reclaim the ground they lost. The same thoughts that once convinced you to delay might return with a new tone. They may sound like wisdom, responsibility, or caution, but if you listen closely, you will hear the fear underneath. They will say, maybe you moved too soon. Maybe you misheard. Maybe you should slow down, back off, go back to what feels safer. These thoughts will try to lure you back into the comfort of indecision, into the familiar numbness of avoidance. Do not retreat. I am not asking you to rush ahead recklessly, but I am asking you to refuse to go back to the place I just led you out of. Retreat will cost you the peace I am giving you now. Retreat will reopen doors of doubt I am closing. Retreat will try to convince you that the heavy place you left was somehow easier, when you know in your spirit it was suffocating. Do not let nostalgia rewrite the truth. Remember how heavy it was to stay still. Remember how restless your spirit was. Remember how you prayed for change, for clarity, for courage. That restlessness was my voice. I was stirring you because I knew you were made for more than that paralysis. Love the people around you, but be careful whose words you allow to rewrite my instruction. Not everyone can see what I have shown you. Some people will project their own fear, their own disappointments, their own timing onto your journey. They might say, "Why now? Are you sure? What if it doesn't work?" Their questions may sound reasonable, but they do not know the conversations we have had in the secret place. They did not feel the weight I lifted from you when you said yes. They did not see the tears you shed in my presence. I spoke to you. Trust what I have said. Honor others, but do not surrender the clarity I am giving you to the confusion of those who have not walked your road. Also, do not measure the value of your obedience by instant results. You may look for quick signs that everything is working, and panic when you do not see them right away. But obedience is not validated by speed. A seed planted today does not grow into a towering tree tomorrow. There is a hidden phase of growth that no one sees. The soil looks unchanged on the surface, but something is alive beneath it. That is what I am doing in you and around you. Do not dig up the seed I gave you because you are impatient for visible fruit. Trust what you planted with me. Trust the process, even when it feels slow. My child, you may still feel fragile, and that is okay. I am not asking you to pretend you are unshakable. I am asking you to lean into me when you feel weak. Strength is not pretending you have no weakness. Strength is learning to depend on me in the middle of it. Every time you feel like quitting and you choose instead to remember why you moved, you grow stronger. Every time you feel anxiety rise and you interrupt it with, "God, I trust you," even if your voice shakes, you grow stronger. Every small decision to continue, every quiet choice to show up again, to pray again, to try again, builds a kind of resilience in you that cannot be faked. Do not underestimate the power of consistency. You are waiting for huge moments to prove you have changed, but I see your growth in the invisible, ordinary choices where no one claps. When you choose not to run to your old coping mechanisms. When you choose to take a deep breath instead of spiraling. When you choose to forgive instead of rehearse the offense again. When you choose to keep walking with me on a day that feels dry. These are victories. These are milestones. I am proud of you for them, even when you barely notice. Stop comparing your process to anyone else's. You look at others and assume their journey is smoother, faster, neater. You assume their struggles are smaller than yours. But you do not know the battles they face or the grace I am giving them for their particular path. I am not calling you to be them. I am calling you to be who I designed you to be. Your pace is not a flaw. Your story is not behind schedule. I am not anxious about your progress, so you do not need to be either. My child, listen to my promises now and let them settle in you like an anchor. What you started in obedience, I will sustain with my faithfulness. You do not carry this alone. You never did. You are not responsible for making everything happen. You are responsible for staying close, staying willing, staying surrendered. I will lead you step by step. I know you want to see the whole path laid out, to know exactly what will happen and when, to guarantee that nothing will go wrong. But I am a father, not a formula, and I grow your trust by walking with you, not by handing you complete blueprints. I will give you the light you need for each next step. It will be enough. I promise you that your obedience will not be wasted. No risk you took with me, no sacrifice you made at my prompting, no yes you whispered in faith, will ever be meaningless. I weave all of it together with purpose. There are doors that will open not because you forced them, but because your heart aligned with my will at the right time. There are opportunities one will bring that your effort alone could never produce. Trust my timing. What looks like delay to you is often protection from things you are not aware of yet. I also promise you peace, not the fragile kind that depends on everything going exactly how you imagined, but the deep kind that lives underneath changing circumstances. As you keep choosing me, you will notice that what once triggered panic begins to meet a quieter response inside you, a growing confidence that you are not alone, that you are held, that you are being led. That peace is a sign that I am at work. Let it reassure you when your mind tries to argue otherwise. Hear this clearly: you did not move too late. You did not miss your only chance. The season you are stepping into required everything you have learned in the one you just walked through. If you had been pushed into this earlier, it might have broken you or inflated you in ways that would not have been safe. If you had resisted much longer, the restlessness would have grown into deeper frustration. I have been precise, even when my timing felt confusing to you. You are right on time with me. I am with you now, and I will be with you in what comes next. You do not have to fight for my presence. I am already near. When you feel unsure, I will guide. When you feel weary, I will strengthen. When you feel overwhelmed, I will make a way for you to rest. You might still have many unanswered questions, but the presence of questions does not cancel my faithfulness. I am building you for more than a moment. I am forming a depth in you that will carry you through seasons, not just feelings. My child, now it is your turn to respond again. Not with perfection, not with flawless confidence, but with a simple decision. Faith is not measured by how intensely you feel right now. It is measured by what you choose when the intensity fades. Will you choose to keep walking with me when this video ends? Will you choose to keep trusting me tomorrow, when life feels ordinary again? Will you choose to bring your doubts to me instead of letting them build a wall between us? You do not need to promise me you will never struggle. I already know where you are weak, and I am not intimidated by it. I am asking you for willingness, for honesty, for openness. Bring me your plans and let me lead. Bring me your fears and let me comfort. Bring me your failures and let me redeem. Bring me your desires and let me refine. Guard your heart from the noise that distracts you from my voice. What you listen to, what you dwell on, what you repeat to yourself, will shape how you see me, yourself, and your future. Choose thoughts that agree with my truth, not with fear's lies. Choose words that build your faith, not ones that tear you down from the inside. When you catch yourself slipping back into old patterns of doubt, do not shame yourself. Come back quickly. Turn toward me. I am here. Let this be the season where you stop arguing with fear as if it has authority over your life. Fear can speak, but it is not your master anymore. My voice has the final say. Let this be the season where you stop waiting for permission from people to obey what I have already made clear to you. Let this be the season where you stop shrinking your light to keep others comfortable. You are not stumbling alone in the dark. You are walking with me. And when you walk with me, you may not know every detail, but you can be sure of this. You are not alone, you are not abandoned, and you are not without direction. So now, in this very moment, choose again. Choose trust over worry. Choose forward over delay. Choose my presence over your panic. Choose to believe that I am as faithful as I say I am. I am ready to lead you into deeper places of courage, peace, and purpose. The question is not whether I am with you. I am. The question is whether you will keep saying yes. And I see in you a heart that will. You have already proven it by the step you took. You are stronger in me than you think. You are more capable with me than you feel. You are more loved than you can measure. My child, let your heart become still for a moment. You do not need to run. You do not need to fix everything in one day. You do not need to prove anything to earn what I am already freely giving you. Let my peace settle on you now. Let the pressure you carry begin to lift. You have carried the weight of trying to control outcomes, to predict every possibility, to guard yourself from every potential pain, and it has exhausted you. Lay it down. I am not asking you to carry what only I can hold. I am not disappointed in your limits. I designed you to need me. So rest. Breathe. Let the tightness in your chest loosen. Let your mind remember that you are not responsible for everything. I am guiding you, and I am good. I have seen you in the hidden places. I have watched you battle thoughts no one else knew about. I have counted every tear. I have heard every quiet, "Help me," and every silent, "Are you there?" I have never left you. And I will not start now. The same hand that held you in your lowest moments is the hand that is lifting you now. The same love that covered you when you felt most broken is the love that is calling you forward. Unknown with me is not unsafe. It is an invitation to deeper trust, deeper maturity, deeper peace. You do not have to understand everything to be safe in my hands. I am not leading you into chaos. I am leading you into wholeness. Let this be the moment you remember later, when circumstances feel confusing, when doubt tries to tell you that nothing changed. Remember that in this moment I reminded you, you moved, I saw it, I honored it, I am pleased, and I am with you. If this message has reached that deep place inside you, if you know I am speaking to you personally, then respond. With faith. Like this video as a small outward sign of an inward yes. Comment the step you took or the one you are deciding to take next, not to impress, but to strengthen your own heart and others who need to know they are not alone. Share this with 3 people you care about, because I am calling more of my children out of delay and into courage, out of confusion and into clarity, out of fear and into trust. Stay connected. Keep coming back to my voice. Let what I am speaking shape what you believe about yourself and your future. Go now in peace. Lift your head. Walk with me. What began when you chose to move is only the beginning. I will finish what I started in you, step by step, day by day, moment by moment, as you keep saying yes.